Mr. Secretary, welcome to AEM's 2025 celebration of construction on the National Mall. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We could not be more thrilled to have you. And a Wisconsinite on top of that.
You're here, yes.
Yes, West Dallas headquartered.
I love it.
Proud to be part of Wisconsin. So we've had a chance to tour the exhibit, see some of the equipment made here in America, learn about the technologies, the innovation. Tell me about your impressions. What stood out?
Yeah, so first off, to come out to the mall and have so much great equipment to be exhibited for so many people who want to come out and see what is the new innovation and technology, what equipment do you have, and for me, again, I just think it's so fantastic to hear the stories, not just about American-made equipment, but we're hearing stories of foreign companies that are going to bring the manufacturing to America to sell in America. And again, President Trump wants to build here and produce here, manufacture here, which means more American jobs here. And I'm hearing that story as I've walked around and seen a lot of the vendors. And again, what happens here, this great equipment is what builds the roads and bridges that connect our people and move our products around the country.
And we want to create more jobs. We could create 85,000 jobs today if we had enough workers. And that's something that you and I and Secretary Chavez Dreamer talked a lot about, right? How do we encourage young people to explore careers, whether it's in manufacturing, whether it's in contracting, building? We had a lot of kids here today. What message would you have for young people or older people who are looking for a new career? Why should they look at manufacturing? Why should they build things?
Well, I think over the course of the last 30, 40 years, we've had a culture in the school system that has said the only way to be successful is if you go to college, get a 4-year degree. Well, a lot of people aren't going to get the benefit of a 4-year degree. They're not going to be happy with a 4-year degree, and they're going to take on a ton of debt. And I think the message is there's a lot of great careers in America where you don't need a 4-year degree. You can learn how to be an operator or how to manufacture, how to be an air traffic controller. You can do it in relatively short time. And then you start making really good money at a very young age, and you're not saddled with, a couple $100,000 worth of debt. So I think that the answer really is our culture has to talk about how important these jobs are, but really our school systems have to promote it. And I think it's important for industry. Industry has to say, you know what, Come in and check out the equipment, get on it. We'll let them use it, make sure they're safe, by the way. But if we do that, I think you see a lot of young people who are inspired by the opportunities that are presented across the country, actually making things, which is very cool.
And that's what we're doing here today, right? Showing up, showing off.
That's right.
And
showing up and showing off. I like that.
I worked on that one. Let's talk about regulations, especially the regulations that are undermining equipment manufacturers' ability to innovate, create jobs, and make sure that the future is made here in America. Talk to me a little bit about the department's efforts, your efforts, to roll back some of that red tape to ensure that we can do what we do best, which is create jobs, invest in our communities, and grow the American economy.
Yeah, so the president has been very clear. This is a whole of government approach. How can we streamline the rules and regulations that impede the manufacturing, the creation of jobs, which, by the way, will drive down the cost of the products that we produce because more money spent on producing the product and less on complying with rules and regulations from government. And some of them are really useful, but a lot of them are meaningless. And so in our department, we're trying to partner with states to give them more authority, more autonomy to go through the regulatory process themselves to comply with the law, as opposed to having the states do it, then the DOT checks it, and it takes a ton of time to go through that process. So that's one strategy. But if you look at road and bridge construction, oftentimes 40%, up to 40% of the cost is consumed by consultants and dealing with red tape. Just think if that was done at 15%, that's so much more money that goes into construction, which means more of this equipment is deployed, more people are working. And if you talk to any member of Congress, all of them want more of their projects to be funded. So we get to fund more projects, employ more people, and I think the country's better off for it. So enough of the consultants, enough of the red tape. Let's streamline the process, which is what we're working on at DOT. And the president, again, has told all of government to work on this effort to streamline it. And that's how you produce great quality products at great prices.
Jumpstart the economy.
And jumpstart the economy.
That's right. So a lot of this equipment that you've seen today, right, is used to build the infrastructure that we rely on, roads and bridges in particular. Looking ahead to next year, we got to reauthorize those critically important surface transportation programs. What are your priorities, and where do you want to see that money go?
So first, I've started the dialogue with the Senate and the House. That conversation is important. I'm going to bring other equities of the White House involved in this conversation. But again, a well thought out bill. I want to see us try to highlight some of the technology and technological advancements that have taken place. How can we do more with less? And you stretch the dollar further. But again, this all comes down to money, right? How much money does the Congress want to invest in surface reauth? And again, assessing the needs of the country, which, by the way, there's so many needs.
Yeah.
I think we've waited for so long. One of my frustrations is over the course of the last 10 or 15 years, this country, in the stimulus bill and then $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, that's $2 trillion over the course of 15 years. And I'd like to see more output. I want to see more roads, more bridges, more rail, and I think we can do better. And so it's going to be focused on how can we, to your original question, how can we streamline this?
Yeah.
How can we, again, put more money into turning dirt versus paying consultants?
I like that term.
I like that term too.
Well, we're here to work with you, stand
Thank
side
you.
by side, whatever we can do. Sean, Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for
Yes.
coming down here today. We appreciate
This
it.
has
You do.
been awesome. Everyone should come check it out. You guys are great, and it's wonderful to see all this fantastic equipment. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.